It's Try It Tuesday. It's Kathy here from Scrap and Bean, and today I'm going to work with one of these 3D punch-out sheets. This one's called Enjoy Spring, and it's got some nice flowery designs on there. So what you get with this is a sheet of designs. I'll just open that up. No scissors required. Oh, and a backing sheet, so you could use that for something, I guess. But this sheet here just has the punch outs. The only instructions that it gives you is it's got these little numbers on here. So if I zoom in, perhaps you can see on here, there's a little number 1 next to here, and number 2, 3, 4, and then this one we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and again here. So it's just showing you how to layer it. So let's just do one of these. Comes out nice and easy, that's for sure. This particular one happens to be quite glossy, the paper that it's on, so it's going to be a nice glossy finish. That come out of there pretty slick. This reminds me of the old paper dolls, where you always had to be careful not to tear the tab off their clothes when you were punching them out. This is kind of the same idea. So I'm going quite gentle on this actually. Make sure I don't damage any of them. The release is fairly easy, but I certainly don't want to tear any, so yeah, good to be gentle. A few little spots inside, there's even some cutouts in the center. Might be good to have a little pokey tool to get those out. I'll just, there, got it with my nail. And the next one. So as you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, each one is just getting a little bit smaller, less of the design on it. So really easy to tell how they expect you to layer it. This is kind of like the back in the day when we used to do the paper towel, except we would cut them all out, where now it's just you punch it out, but you get that nice layered effect. Little piece here I didn't quite get out, but there we go, it's gone. And the last piece for this particular design. And I can feel that now that I've done 3, it's already getting a little bit easier to kind of manipulate it, so it's just a matter of getting familiar with them all over again. It's been many years since I did paper dolls. But like riding a bike, it just comes back to you. Alrighty, so we have those 3 out. So basically we're just going to layer it up. Like that, and put it on a project. But I am going to trim off any little nibs that are left on from punching it out. And probably even ink up the edges. So this, where these little nibs were holding the papers on, I just like to trim that out so I've got a nice smooth edge there to work with. These are super inexpensive. What do I do with the price on the packaging? So $2.99, and you'll get designs on here for to make 3 different cards. So this is a fun way to do it, I would say, if you don't want to have to stamp or even to color in. It's just ready for you to go, so make it pretty fast. Or somebody that was new at crafting would be an easy way to put something together quick and have some success with it. There, I think those are all Good, ready to go. So let's make a card out of that. So I've just cut a piece of paper the size of card base from this sheet here that's called Happy Place. This nice old like peeling paint, but in this pink color that I think would go good with the tulips. And then this is from the paper called Botanical Journal. So my idea, I think I'll just layer these two, but cut this one like a flag image. So I'll just mark this one where it is in the center. And then I'll cut that up a bit. Don't know if I want my little flag shape quite that pointy, but I can adjust it if it doesn't look right. I think that might work. Or have it a little shorter. Yeah, I think it needs to be shorter. Well, it depends if I put a sentiment. Maybe I would put a happy birthday or something on the top. Okay, so if I'm going to do that, I'll leave some room up there. So for this, now I can just glue these together. Actually, maybe this one needs some ink on it though, even if I don't put ink on the other. I'll put a little bit of soft pink on there. So get out my spun sugar and an ink applicator here somewhere. So this spun sugar from Distress Ink is super, super light. Sometimes it almost feels like there's no ink there, but it does add just a nice soft touch of color to the edge there. Just enough. So I'm just going to ink that all the way around. And I'll do the same thing on this one. Just edge it with that little bit of pink. It doesn't change it much, but it just kind of takes away the white core of that paper. And actually, if you wanted it to show up a little bit more on the edge, then instead of doing it how I am now, where I'm just brushing that foam along the very edge of the paper, you could do this. I'll put something down first, so I'll use the back of that. Could do this instead, where you're actually going flat and up along the edge of the paper. That puts a little bit more ink along the edges, so it's a little more noticeable. So you could do it that way as well. And now that I've started that, I better just do all the edges. This one I'm going pretty aggressively. If you were using just a piece of white cardstock or something where the design didn't hide the ink as much, you'd want to go a little more gentler than I am. So I have a little story I can share with you gals. Today I was just at a gas station store, and just as I was going in, this guy came up, and he's probably about my age, and he was riding a skateboard. And you know how the young kids, when they get off their skateboard, they just kind of, I don't know, flick it with their foot, and it just comes right up and they catch it in their hands. So they don't even have to bend over to pick it up. Well, this guy my age, which I would say is an old guy for a skateboard, he did the same thing. I was pretty impressed. I'm thinking, there's no way my knees would be taking that skateboard anymore. So as we were both going through the door at the same time, I said to him, that's pretty fancy skateboarding. And he said, thank you. Not bad for an old guy. And I thought, oh my, I think you just read my mind. But I was not going to say anything about his age. But I guess we know when you get to my age, that's how people think of us, as old guys and old gals. But that's okay. We're still here having fun. Okay, so let's attach this together. And I just kind of center that. And this one can go down on there. Now I'm going to adjust it a bit so that hopefully I have room for a sentiment. Now I would suggest, if you haven't made cards before, have your sentiment ready so you know how much space you need to allow for it, or where you're going to put it, the bottom or the top. I think I'm going to leave room for the top, but I'm taking a bit of a chance because I have several sentiments, so I know I can find something that will fit there. And then the idea of having these different layers is so that we can put these little adhesive foam squares in between them, and they'll be raised up a little bit, so you'll have a little dimension in there. And if you find that, you know, having dimension between all of these layers makes it a little bit thicker than you want, then just put dimension through one or two of the layers. And when I'm using foam dots this size, but I actually want something smaller, we do sell at Scrap and Bean micro dots. So they're super tiny to go behind different places, and they still have the dimension to them. But if you don't have them handy, I just do this and cut one of these that are right on the edge. And now I have two smaller ones, so that works too. So just take off that protective coating on there so that they're sticky. And, oh, I'm not even doing that right. I should do these in the right order. That's kind of the whole point. So this one here goes first. There we go, and then the next one, and whoops, that one's sticking to me because I already got dimensionals on there. And line this up with the design. And this one that I already put the little dimensionals on, and line that one up. So it's that easy. And look at all the dimension on there. Pretty cool, eh? So super, super easy. So I hope you give these a try. This particular brand happens to call them 3D Punch-Outs, but we have a few different brands that we carry in the store of these nice summer ones. I think we have a couple that are suitable for like babies or men. We have several Christmas ones coming in, and may even already have a few in stock. But yeah, check these out and take consideration for that if you just want to make something that's a quick, easy little project. And these could also be used as an embellishment on your scrapbook page too. It doesn't have to be cards. Happy crafting! Have a great week, gals.